Hey everybody, it's me, Miles of Kilometers. Um, okay, so it's been a really long time since the last one. I didn't think it was as long as it actually was. Um, I said this in a community post, but I actually recorded an episode. But the audio came out like really weird. So I was gonna redub it, and I was about to just now. Not just now, this was like a couple hours ago. But then I realized I don't. I mean, I feel like it has to probably still be on my computer somewhere, but I couldn't find the recording at all. So, I already overwrote my old save file with what I had already done, and I did end up killing the Wraith boss. So, I was just like, I mean, at this point it's been like 6 months or something since my first episode. I feel like the amount of time between the sessions is probably overblown how much I've actually played of this game. I'm just gonna replay it from the start. It took me like 20 minutes. So, um, I'm at the point where I've just met up with the halfling. I haven't gone into the forest yet though, because I think there isn't really a lot that the... Are you looking for some weapons? Oh. How? How do I go over there? Did I have this exact same exchange last time? I don't remember. Like the forest, there isn't really much that would have been changed had I gone up to the point where I got last time and then started recording. So I just didn't enter the forest yet. How much is this? I realized how... Sorry my controller is so clicky. I feel like you can hear that. I realized how much I've like completely misunderstood. Or not misunderstood, just like not really even like processed, because I was recording about like the plot. Like I think I didn't fully process that, like I mean, I'm pretty sure when I first played I was like, oh, the spirits are like fully possessing the bodies of my allies and me. We're just like dead, but they're in our bodies. No. Rodi's the only one who's like that. And the spirit's gonna leave his body once he's recovered. I think I didn't realize that they like so fully explained what the spirits actually were. Like, they are just like spirits. I mean, obviously we haven't we haven't fully learned the ramifications of their consequences. Penis. That's what that looks like, sorry. But like, they gave us like a lot more detail than I think I sort of realized. I realized this was here. I didn't get booted back to the mines because that's how the game works. I got booted back to the mines because I thought that entrance was just leading to the overworld map, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just take the other way. No, this is the church. And in RPGs, churches are for they're for saving. His dog has disappeared. I can find your Jabby. Did we talk to that kid last time? I mean, I feel like we didn't because I didn't know the church was here, but we have to find this kid's Jabby. I also just realized, I don't remember if I ended up finding this in the first playthrough. It felt like kind of shocking when I did. There's like there's like a big hole that you can enter into with like a big railway track that you find like gauntlets in. I'll put a picture of it. I probably did find it and just forgot. I feel like I explored pretty thoroughly last time, but it was a very interesting thing to me. I can't wear gloves. Who can wear gloves? Ninja Greaves, okay, yeah. Rodi can use, yeah. Yep. Gonna distribute my herbs. Melody can have an extra, just in case. Alright, let's save. He looks like he's wearing like a big, like, dog hat. Like big floppy ears. Okay. Should I overwrite my old save? Will I ever play that save again? It feels weird to. Like, it feels wrong. Yeah, I'm making a new save. I did realize, I think I kinda knew this. This is the Golden Sun team. And apparently this is just kind of what Golden Sun looks like. Like, I mean, it's probably not 3D because it's a Game Boy Advance. But like, I think this is what like the battle system looked like and stuff. I feel like Golden Sun is kind of like one of the 3 RPGs that Nintendo fans play. And act like are the only RPGs that exist. I encourage all Golden Sun fans, check out Shining the Holy Ark. Maybe even check out another Nintendo classic, Nintendo System Handheld Advance, Game Boy Advance classic, Shining Soul? Is it Shining Soul? That's the Suda 51 one. That's his brother. Suda 51 one. There's like this, the village chief is here. I can sleep in his bed. Oh, I can take his stuff. Okay, no, Okay, I think I was here before. It is one of 3 ruins which are located to the east, west, and south of Enrich. It's really difficult for me to not say Enric. Like, it feels like it should be read Enric, but also that's just how enrich is spelled. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Enric. They say that there is a riddle attached to each ruin. If anyone can successfully solve the 3 riddles and acquire the 3 sacred treasures, they can climb up to the Tower of Illusion. That would be a mighty accomplishment indeed. Torniarta. The Storyteller's Mansion is located in the outskirts of Enric. There you can hear about our legends, and even the history of our country. My father went there often just to listen to all their tales. Okay, I think it's time for the forest. I think it's really funny. I I mean, I guess it'll have to be seen how much this will track into like the themes of the story or in other places in the game. This feels like really like a very subversive RPG, mostly just in the sense that even if not like fully, we are literally possessing our party members with ghosts that crash into a spaceship at the start of the game. Kind of like us, the player. And we could just steal that guy's coin, and then he acknowledges it, which is pretty cool. I mean, I know you can steal things in other RPGs, but I feel like usually in JRPGs, this isn't even something I should have to explain. People get so defensive about people not knowing about the things it like influences. Like, yeah, I'm sure in like some like Western RPGs before this game, you probably got scolded for stealing things. But like, you know. It is really... This is like a weird place to bring that up because I wasn't actually planning on turning around. It is very strange to me, even though it probably makes more sense to like the normal way of like playing a first-person video game, that pressing back on the D-pad doesn't turn you around, it just makes you like walk backwards. Like, that might just be a thing that, that might just be a thing that Shin Megami Tensei did in like its first couple games, but it just feels like a, that isn't a statement, that's just kind of like, that's just speculation. I haven't played a lot of 2D, dungeon crawlers. 2D first-person dungeon crawlers. I like how long this guy's mouth is. Like, you see him and you're like, yeah, that's like a hedgehog, and then he like doubles backwards, and you're like, huh, maybe I misjudged. I also didn't realize that they didn't like, it's not really foreshadowing when it happens like 10 minutes later, but the guys at the start who like hired us to find Rodi mention Lisa and Basso as being like, we should have hired them. Like, I didn't even remember that they were hired, like, whatsoever, so... Or, that they were mentioned whatsoever before we found them in that inn. I still really hope that we're gonna be party members. They're gonna be our party members. Although I'm a little... Now that I've remembered that the spirits say at the start of the game that we can't be separated, I'm starting to think maybe not, because like, I don't know if like benching Melody would be considered separating us, but in the game's logic, it kind of would in my logic, frankly. Like, I always feel weird benching my original party members, even if it, like, makes more sense. But, yeah, I don't know. There is, like, a space for a fourth party member. I really don't know if that's just kind of there, though. because this game feels huge right now. Like, it feels like there's like a lot of stuff being set up. There's like a shop with items in it. That's kind of a high bar for RPGs nowadays. Not like necessarily a diss, but like I feel like the bigger RPGs got, or the bigger like consoles got, and the higher the standards, the kind of like smaller RPGs had to be. And I feel like RPGs are very like, I feel like at least JRPGs are usually at their best when they're kind of grand. Like a lot of upgrades, a lot of party members, a lot of levels. The new Deltarune came out. I think in my last one, I say this could have been my last, my deleted Lost Media Let's Play that I'm replacing right now. Not deleted. I mean, it could be deleted. I don't know where it is. I think I just saved it somewhere on my hard drive and then forgot where. But it came out. I played it. I liked it. I think, like, kind of a big problem that I honestly didn't even realize was a problem I had until, like, I played more RPGs. Shit. Alright. With like Undertale and Deltarune is like how non-RPG-y they are. And it's like, that's kind of the point. But they're also like just RPG enough that it's like a little bit, it's a little bit like bothersome how, to me, how like kind of mechanically, weak they are in terms of like their RPG mechanics. We gave our word not to fight while we're here, but it sticks in my craw. Having our target right in front of us, yet we can't do anything about it. Get out of my sight. I love this guy. I want this guy in my party. You're Arthur. Your reputation precedes you. I hear you are an excellent mercenary from around here. We were interrupted earlier, but I'm looking forward to crossing swords with you. But I feel like, it was definitely starting to get a little bit better by chapter 4. Yeah, chapter 4. I was gonna say chapter 6. No, definitely not. In terms of, like, just feeling... Like, when I say this, I mean, like, Undertale had a very, like... I mean, if you're playing Pacifist, you don't level up, but it doesn't really affect anything because the enemies never get stronger. It never gets more, like, challenging, I guess. Like, it never really, like, feels like you're missing out on experience. And then all the, like, upgrades in terms of armor and weapons you get are, like... It's, like, very linear, except for, like, one circumstance where you might decide to, like, stick with something, and even then it's, like, not really. I mean, no, not really, because, it's not linear at all until the very end, where it becomes, like, basically, like, yeah, you want the locket. It's, like, you're not gonna survive without the locket, but then up until then, it's, like, a lot more choice, but then that also kind of highlights how little... Please don't target Melody. Thank you. That kind of highlights how little depth there is in terms of like upgrades that basically every item that you get is like kind of like a gimmick armor. And then I feel like Deltarune kind of alleviated that, but also kind of came with a caveat of being chapter based. That's not true either. Sorry, I'm like trying to formulate my thoughts. This is something that I kind of believed before Chapter 6, where it kind of felt like there wasn't really a progression system since it was chapter-based. I feel like that's not really true. Not Chapter 6, Chapter... 5. Chapter 5. Can you hear that? There's like a guy outside. It's like... It's 12:23. Somebody's outside revving their motorcycle, going... with their mouth. And... I feel like... just kind of... I mean, not really just, but like a little bit due to the fact that, it's been 5 chapters by this point. There is, like, it feels like there's so much more depth in terms of how you play the game. Like, it's like really kind of, and I mean, this is a little bit partially because the increase in health every chapter kind of allows you to, or like the increase in level every chapter without having to kill everything. Like just the removal of the XP as execution points has kind of like allowed for a little bit more RPG stuff to bleed in. But also just like there's a lot of armor now. You can there's a lot of different kinds of armor, there's a lot of different kinds of weapons. The enemies are like pretty difficult now. Like I think I saw somebody say that like late game Undertale bosses are kind of default enemy for Deltarune. And I'm kind of inclined to disagree, but then the more I think about it, the more I realize it's just like, yeah, kinda. Like, I feel like at least half of the enemies in Chapter 5 use that, like, awful, that awful attack that Asgore has, where you, like, fire goes around the screen, it goes, and, like, you have to... This is, like, this isn't, like, descriptive of anything at all. I feel like you could, like, kind of... like, any attack that you're imagining that I'm describing right now, works, with what I'm trying to say. Wrong guy. And I like that. I think it's very clever. It's becoming a lot more mechanically interesting. I'm very excited for the next couple chapters. In terms of story and gameplay. I hope that this is a note to future... I don't think this is an exclusive Undertale problem, to be clear. This is like kind of like an entire indie RPG epidemic. I want other indie RPGs to take note. Jesus, we're getting slapped. Because I think RPGs are a lot more fun when there's like tangible progression in them. I think that's interesting. That's pretty cool. It's been like maybe like 5 years. At least since... Oh, awesome, Hellblast. At least since, like, the pandemic, like, the beginning of the pandemic. For me. Since I've played, like, off. Which I think is the only, like, RPG maker RPG that I've played. With, like, battles and leveling. That was probably one of my first actual RPGs. I really don't remember that game feeling particularly interesting in it's like RPG mechanics, and I feel like that's not like I think that's one of the coolest, awesomest, bestest, maybe not bestest, maybe bestest games. I don't think it's very interesting as an RPG. But I mean, maybe I'm misremembering that. I just kind of remember like all of like the non-puzzles being like weirdly really easy. Compared to like the puzzles, which were kind of like horrifically not even obtuse, just kind of cruel. I was also following a guide though, so who knows. Melody's gonna run out of magic. No, maybe not. So I said this in the community post. I don't know how many people read community posts. Probably more people than watch these Let's Plays, frankly, and that's fine. This is kind of like a side thing. But I've like kind of shifted my priority from Saturn video to video. I think I talked about this in the first one, a Twilight Princess video. I was like really struggling with the Saturn video. I like conceived of the Saturn video when I was in a very excited about Sega time in my life. I'm not like anti-Sega now. I just kind of like, it was very hard for me to find the motivation to play through all of the games, frankly, including this one. I mean, probably more so this one because I had to record it. I don't even dislike recording things. It's just I'm a little lazy, and I was also finishing school a couple months ago, so I mean, I'm gonna be starting college in a couple weeks. I say a couple weeks, it's more like a month. Maybe like... I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it too hard. I don't know how much that's gonna affect my my output. I mean, I've been on summer break for like a couple months, and I've stayed pretty slow about everything. Maybe, I mean, I'm going to art school. Maybe being in a very... Keep forgetting this guy's name is Bone Slave. It's awesome. Freaking awesome. Maybe being in a creatively stimulating environment will stimulate me creatively. In terms of wanting to write about games. And I'm having a lot of fun making the Twilight Princess video. It's going very slow. It's honestly not really a priority. I want it to be more of a priority, but it, like, every time I pick it up to write it, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I think I mentioned I was playing the HD version. I finished the HD version a couple months ago. I've been, I'm also working my way through the GameCube version with Dusklight. I wasn't going to use Dusklight, but it looks... I mean, it's very easy to set up, for one. I mean, not that a GameCube emulator isn't, but it's just like, it's very simple. Honestly, I don't particularly like Dolphin in terms of like its user experience. Like it doesn't have like a controller quick menu. That's like my favorite part about That's like one of the best things about RetroArch, and probably the only good thing about RetroArch. Is it RetroArch? I say RetroArch. I don't know what it is with me in CHs. Monument to Courageous Pixies. Like, I like being able to have friends over and emulate Super Smash Bros. Melee, or I would like to be able to have people over and emulate Super Smash Bros. Melee, and not have to walk up to my computer and crouch down and start like using my mouse and keyboard to connect all of our controllers and configure all of our controllers, when it would be so much simpler for it to just add like a RetroArch style / Duck Station, wink wink nudge nudge. That makes it sound like I'm being sarcastic. Duck Station. Wow, Duck Station, wow, style quick menu. It's just a lot more convenient. I guess people who play like competitive Melee probably just use actual GameCube, so. Which, I mean, yeah. Oh my freaking god. Awesome. A pixie named Maple. A pixie, comma, named Maple joins the group. Fuck yes. Alright, I don't know what the pixies do. Whoa. I did find this pixie last time. Last Lost Media episode. But I never actually figured out what the pixies do. But yeah, Dusklight is pretty good. The mods, I'm not really interested in the mods. I'm not really interested in any of the changes that they make. I've become very radicalized against widescreen patches, even ones that don't fuck up visual effects and UI. I've become, I don't like it. I kind of suspected. I think I talked about in the Unpolished Games video, I was like, yeah, I'm really excited. The next time I replay Majora's Mask, I'm gonna replay it with the widescreen mod because it doesn't destroy the motion blur like it used to when you use the PC port. That is true. I don't want to do that anymore. I've seen the light. I was a little bit like, I mean, if it's not pre-rendered, if it's not fixed camera, who gives a fuck if it's widescreen or not? If your first time playing Twilight Princess was with the HD port, you're in a statistical minority based on the prices on eBay. But you're also like me, and you should become more like me and try out the GameCube version. Look at how Kakariko Village feels in 4x3. It's fucking, like, I was like, is this all the mirroring? Is it just because it's mirrored that it feels like this? It feels completely different. Like, every like issue, I didn't have a lot of issues with Kakariko. I didn't have any issues with Kakariko. As soon as I played the GameCube version in 4x3, I was like, oh wow. I think I had a lot of unaddressed issues with Kakariko that this just solved. Like, it feels like how you imagine... This is what people say about remakes. The original version feels like how you imagine Kakariko feeling in the remake as a kid. Chew on that. Not munch it. it's, I mean, I'll probably elaborate on it more in the video. I'm not really, I was thinking about, like, am I just gonna replay the entire game before I put out the video and then use that footage instead? I'm not going to, for one, because I feel like that's kind of, it's like super, it's, procrastinating. That's super procrastination. Super procrastination. But, yeah, of course you don't, buddy. I mean, it's gonna get me to procrastinate, but also, like, I think it might be a little bit more effective for my overall point if I was able to enjoy, in the end, Twilight Princess using, like, a significantly, handicapped version of it. I was gonna say castrated for some reason. I had to pause for a second because I was like, there's like a word I'm looking for that's like a little bit more intense than compromised. It must be castrated. It's not castrated. I don't think that, I don't think that Twilight Princess HD is lacking a penis. Oh. Okay, yeah, we totally are gonna get more team members. I'm stupid. Alright, what... I'm assuming I don't have anything I can do to revive her. Yeah, no. Let's see how we do. If I lose here, I'm gonna keep going. I'm like, I'm on a roll right now. I've been thinking about, like, what other games would I even want to do, like, a Let's Play of? Maybe not after this, but, like, during this, because this is, like, I feel like this is gonna be pretty long. Hopefully alongside. I mean, hopefully if I end up getting on a better roll of uploading these. I was, like, so worried about, like, oh my god, people are gonna hate people are gonna hate that I'm uploading so many videos to my YouTube channel. I mean, like, I haven't even uploaded enough Let's Plays. I could have avoided that. I'm not gonna win this time. It'll be fine. It's fine. But, like, I haven't uploaded enough for that even to become a problem. If it ever does become a problem, here's my new solution for everybody. I think this was suggested in the comments. I might have hearted it. I'm just gonna start editing together videos when I start recording them too close together, so they're really long, and I'm uploading them a little bit farther apart. I've also been thinking about doing a couple, like, Patreon exclusive ones, because I have a Patreon. I feel kind of bad. I feel pretty bad that I don't upload very often, and I'm very slow, and I'm not good at tweeting. I'm just not, like, I don't know, but, like, I don't have a lot to offer in terms of Patreon rewards. I'm not, like, active enough on social media. However, a Let's Play could be pretty fun. I mean, honestly, I don't know how many I assume all of them, hopefully all of them. If you're subscribed to my Patreon and you're watching this, what would you want as a reward? I don't, like, post a lot of my art. I want to start posting more of my art. I don't draw very often, but, like, when I do, I like drawing. I could post, like, behind the scenes. Not behind the scenes. I mean, I could post behind the scenes of my videos. My 3D. I'm not, like, I don't think I've perfected it. I like my process for my 3D segments. Um, but Let's Plays could be kind of fun. I think it'd be cool. It could be cool to do like Patreon Let's Play things. I also don't know if I would like kind of lose everything that I talk about in these videos if I upload too often though. If I upload them too often, like I had a whole tangent about Undertale just now, Deltarune. What would I, if I upload it again tomorrow? What would I talk about? I'm not like a very interesting person. And Undertale is the most important facet of my personality. It is. I will, you know what, I will use this as, if you're this far in the video, you must think I'm pretty interesting to hear talk unscripted. You should follow me on twitter.com and maybe Blue Sky. I don't remember if I have my Blue Sky linked on my YouTube channel. I want to post there. I don't post very often on Twitter either, but I want to. I post art sometimes. That's my plug. I don't like plugging things, but I have to plug my stuff more often. Piercing ultrasonic waves. But when I picked up the Twilight Princess video as my main thing, I should probably be working on multiple videos at a time. I have to get into a better flow of like making videos. I don't like take notes when I play things or read things, and I should. Bye, Fairy. But I'm not like, I haven't like learned that skill yet. I've just kind of gotten by like rewatching my footage over and over. And it's worked out mostly. But I don't really anticipate how much more work making a video about diving into every aspect of a single game is a little bit more taxing, like workloadly speaking, for me, than making a video about a lot of little games and then not really examining them any further than like a little bit of them at a time in the video. Like I don't really make a lot of videos. I watch quite a few channels that do kind of like the kind of classic Let's Play format of just kind of like explaining through a game like beat by beat and then adding commentary to it. And I hadn't really considered that isn't really something I've done before, but I'm doing it now. That's the way I'm doing it. I think it kind of started, it was going to be a little bit more of like a kind of just talking generally about something, and then like mostly assuming that you know what I'm talking about, but like explaining where it needs to be explained. You know the kind of video I'm talking about. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many other long-form video channels you watch. But that's not how it ended up, because it didn't really fit, at least how it's going right now. It doesn't really fit the amount that I have to say about this game, about Twilight Princess, and it's a lot. Um, when I first played, I was like, when I saw Rodi's name, I was like, this reminds me of something. What is Rodi? And I was like, oh, it's Monkey Rodi. And then I was like, what the fuck is Monkey Rodi? I don't know what a Monkey Rodi is. And then I was like, oh, that's Luffy's brother from One Piece. I haven't read One Piece, I haven't watched One Piece. I don't really have any interest in One Piece, unfortunately. And then I realized, oh, no. Monkey is his first name. So his brother wouldn't also be named Monkey, but with a different last name. Who the fuck is Monkey Rodi? Monkey Rodi is a mobile suit from Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Which I haven't watched. I don't really talk about a lot of the things I watch or read. I haven't watched Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. I don't know how relevant the Monkey Rodi is. I think the Monkey Rodi is it's a very good name for a robot. Especially one shaped like that. Okay. I don't talk about the things that I read or watch. I haven't watched that. I have been, within the last couple of months, I've been going on a crazy mecha watching spree. Like last summer, which was a very long time ago at this point. It was slightly less hot. It's much hotter now. It felt a little bit less hot. I also lived in a house with like built-in air conditioning. But I watched the original Gundam. That's like one of my favorite animes now. That's such a good show. It has very good names in it too. Like Monkey Rodi, it's alright. It's like, it's funny. It's like, a monkey? What's a monkey? I know what a Rodi is, but like, come on. But like, there's some stuff in that show that I don't even remember the names of, and it's not because they were like unmemorable, I just don't even like, it's just kind of like it's just letters strung together, and I don't know how I would even begin to, like begin to pronounce it, let alone remember it. Even though they pronounced it in the show. I've been just like, I was like not like a huge game collector before. I like owned the games that I could afford and I wanted physically. But my hobby for like the past year has like just been Gundam models now. I've just been watching every mech anime. Every single mech anime that they don't make model kits of. And then making every model kit of the ones I haven't watched, because those are the ones that they do make the model kits of. I'm painting a goof. I love the goof. The goof is one of my favorites. That's one of the ones that I do remember. I should post more about that. And maybe if you give me a follow on twitter.com/bluesky.com. Blue Sky looks kind of awful. I mean, every time I go on there, I'm like, I don't know. But like everybody that I used to follow on Twitter moved there. I would be more inclined to move there if Twitter hadn't shadow banned my announcement that I made an account there. I probably wouldn't move there, but I would post there. But you should follow me. I posted an ABBA from Guilty Gear. I drew an ABBA. And it's fucking awesome. I have to, I don't know if I mentioned this. I like post my art, like my thumbnail drawings before I finish the video on Twitter, usually. The ABBA isn't for a thumbnail until, like in 5 years when I make the Guilty Gear video sequel that I want to make. It'll probably be a different drawing though. Just like statistically. But I do draw all of my thumbnails. I don't think any of my thumbnails have been my best work though. Mostly because when I draw for myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm drawing for myself. I can like do whatever I want. When I draw for a thumbnail, I kind of agonize over it. I kind of like stare at it a little bit too long, and then none of it really starts to make sense. I don't know. I'm like really disappointed in the 3DS games one, because that's like probably my favorite video of mine. And I think that thumbnail, it's not like the worst. Like, people liked that video. A lot of people clicked on that video. I do not. I have to like redraw that or something. Like, looking at it makes me kind of want to die. That's not true. That's a little bit. That's intense. It's like, even at the time, it like sleep magic mastered. Even at the time, like I feel like it wasn't like the best, so I don't really know what happened with it. I'm like worried about what I'm gonna do about the Twilight Princess video, because like I feel like the instinct is to draw Midna, but then it's like I don't know. Spoilers for the video. I don't know if this opinion will change at all in the course of writing the script, because I haven't gotten to the point in the script where I'm actually like putting my thoughts to page. I don't know if I like Midna that much, like as a character. I'm not gonna elaborate as to not cannibalize my video. But I don't find her super interesting. Or like well written / translated, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't know until I've learned Japanese and played through the entire game again, but you know. That, and I'm not like a Midna pervert. There are a lot of people who are Midna perverts. I can't say I don't understand them, but I also don't fully agree. So I'm gonna draw, I feel like I have to draw Link. And that's like kind of scary to me, because when I was a kid, I drew so many Links. Like, Link was like one of the main things that I drew. All of my original characters. I wasn't like super online when I was like in my Zelda phase, so I didn't really know what an OC was. They weren't like Zelda OCs. Zelda video game series OCs. They were just like, I want to make my own The Legend of Zelda. I need my own Link. My solution was make Link without a hat, because the hat is his defining feature, but then without the hat, he's just like any. He could just be any swordsman. I drew a lot of Links, and I've definitely improved from art. I still feel a lot of the, like, my instincts about art bleed through from when I began art, though, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's like a common experience for other people. But, it's like weird drawing Link, because like all of my old art instincts start to like come through, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be drawing the hat like that. I don't know if I should be drawing the tunic like that. I don't know if I should be separating his I don't know if I should be treating his tunic skirt as part of his torso when I'm drawing him. Because I was like 8 when I started drawing seriously. And drawing Links. That's how I worked. That's not really how I work anymore, but it's gonna be weird unlearning that habit. And I'm also like pretty unfamiliar with Twilight Princess Link's design, because up until I started making this video, I just wasn't a huge fan of the game, and also his design is like pretty complicated compared to other Links. Like I drew a sketch without any reference, and then I realized that I had just drawn Adult Link from Ocarina of Time. Because that's just the that's just the Link that I'm a little bit more familiar with. Okay, how is my, like, team doing level-wise? I've kind of just been, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna heal up. I'm gonna use my items. Yeah. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. He's not gonna kill me in one hit. I'm not fully healed up, but I'm not low enough that I feel like healing now using an herb or magic wouldn't be a waste. I'm just gonna go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, mate. I'm just... Okay, is this the kind of game where sleep magic works on bosses? I like a lot of RPGs where you can't use like stuff like, yeah, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I think I like a lot of RPGs where you can't do that kind of stuff to bosses. I think if you can't figure out how to make that work, you're bad at... Okay, that's a little harsh, because I'm a Persona 3 original defender. That game does that. You're bad at designing video games. It's like, I feel like a boss You should be giving it, like, minions or something. Like, you should be giving it, like, allies that will stop it from... that will heal it or something. Or attack you at basically the same rate. Or, like, I feel like there's so many solutions that aren't just... oh, sorry, this attack, it's just kind of like a wasted slot in your... whatever. And a waste of magic for me, 3 MP. That's like fucking... Jeez. Did I heal? I didn't heal Rodi. Yes, I did. Okay, thank God. I used, Nerd, I think. I'm like, it's so... I'm gonna learn eventually when I become the next PewDiePie. That wasn't funny. I was thinking of like what's a famous Let's Player? What's a funny famous Let's Player? PewDiePie isn't a funny one. He's like, I don't know if you guys know what he did, but I'm gonna be the next Markiplier, and I'm gonna learn how to no, because Markiplier doesn't play video games with plots. He plays Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna become the next... The thing is, there's no Let's Players. 0. Absolutely not a single one who played games with plots and didn't turn out to be horrible people. I think. I mean, that's like what it feels like. Because I can't think of any. I'm gonna become that guy, though. I'm gonna become the first not rapist, racist to play a video game with a plot and focus. Yeah, we got this in the fucking bag. Yeah, you can freeze me all you want, but you're not gonna win. You're just, like, delaying the inevitable. Love this guy. Oh. Okay, he's not dying. Shit. Okay, he's not dying. I don't have magic. No, I do. I have heal. That's what I used. Oh my god. I just, like, I didn't even realize that I had a heal, but I used it in the first turn and thought that I used an herb. Okay. This changes everything. I'm gonna use more fire. No, I don't want Arthur to use that because he has a sword and Melody has a stick. Melody can heal, sorry. Yeah, take that. Okay, that was agonizing over literal nothing. The energy pred was found. Boss. You're the halfling from yesterday, aren't you? You made us go through all that hassle, then don't even show your face? How rude. That's not gonna be her voice. That's not gonna be her voice. Boss, I've been waiting for you. That's his voice. Hey, we call him boss, and who are you? That's not gonna be his voice. It's not. Boss. My cat just got really scared that I said that and ran out of my room. Boss, I'm glad to see you looking well. I heard that you were in that cave-in at the mine, so I didn't expect to see you again. You are one of my men? Did you come to rescue me? Boss, what happened? Have you forgotten me? Me, Doyle, the incomparably swift? I injured my head, and since then I can't remember much, or anything clearly. Can't believe you forgot me. Doyle. Me, your right-hand man. Doyle. It's too cruel. It's not like he had any choice in the matter. Rodi injured his head in the cave-in and lost his monkey. Now I understand. That's the reason why you didn't acknowledge me at the pub. By the way, who are you two? Do I know you? We're the mercenaries hired by Emmerich to capture Rodi. Ah! Boss, run! I'm gonna hold off. We're in a cutscene. These people are your enemies. But wait a minute. The situation has changed. Come back down here. It's okay. If they wanted to turn me in, they would have done so by now. You're right. Well then, boss, what are you gonna do? You're going to find and help our comrade, Forte, who has taken to Enric Castle. We three must stay together, because, well, there's a good reason behind that. So I'm going with them to Enric Castle. Going to Enric Castle? Okay. I was doing my Solid Snake voice because he kept saying boss. I was gonna say, I don't know if he actually says boss, because I've only played the first Metal Gear Solid. I haven't played non-Solid, and I haven't played 2 or 3 yet. I don't know if that's what he calls Big Boss, or if he even says like Big Boss often enough for me to be saying that. But it just like, I was trying to stop and it just became an instinct. And then he does the thing. Like you can't do that shit. You can't do that to me. I don't even know if I have a good Solid Snake voice, because I haven't listened to myself recorded in like over 6 months, because I don't really watch these back. I just check if the audio came out right, and then I like upload them. Going to Enric Castle? That was bad. That was fucking bad. Boss, that was awful. I'm gonna stop. Beware! These people intend to turn you in at Enric Castle by taking advantage of your loss of memory. I like the 5 pixels next to her eyes that make it look like she's just like kind of grimacing the entire time. Grimacing with her eyes. Doyle is rather suspicious, isn't he? What shall we do, Arthur? Explaining things to him certainly doesn't seem to be very useful, but we should ask him about the secret path. Doyle, tell me something. Where's the secret path to Enric, and how can we get through? Boss, are you going with them anyway? Damn, I can't say no to one of your requests. Like the lock on nothing. You can get through Enric by passing through here, then through the deep forest. Are you really going? Well, then, at least take this! Jeez. Oh my god. What are you doing? Isn't Rodi your boss? Be quiet. This isn't something for a woman or child to stick their nose in. Is she a child, or is she just a woman? Is he just like talking about a hypothetical child? If you go to Enric Castle with your bare face hanging out, it's dead certain you will be caught. If you must go, use this mask. Just in case. I'll keep the key. Hey, you two, take care of my boss! remember that I'm a ninja who can appear and disappear at any time and anywhere I wish. I'll be watching you at all times, so don't try anything, or we'll both regret it later. He's gone. What are you going to do about that iron mask? Actually, it's quite a clever idea and suits our plans rather well. Let's get going. Okay. I think it's crazy that they made so many like, I mean, my instinct is to say that they separated his head sprite into like a separate sprite. No, that's just how it worked. That's just what they kind of had to do back then. That's not even a thing. It's just crazy. They made so many fucking pre-renders that they made an entire like separate overworld sprite for him wearing the mask. Like full frames of him like turning around and stuff. Like I would say a modern game would. I think a game back then would probably just put it on his portrait. That's... And then this thing. Like... a stone tablet depicting a stick figure walking upstairs. I can imagine this texture, this piece of art, working in exactly like 3 places. And they made like a whole thing for it. And I did get a little bit past this. I never made it out of this area before the end of the last one. I think I do want to get to the end of this area before I end off. Like out of here into the deep woods. I shouldn't have been walking around like that. This isn't a town. I'm gonna get jumped. There's a separate one for a descending staircase. Is there? No, there's one for like a separate, like a mirrored one or something. They could have also just mirrored the sprites. I think that's a thing. That's a thing that they can do. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Whoa. Fairy. Oh, yeah. Iris. I like this one. Maple's good. Iris is pretty great. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we can switch the fairies. I don't know what that means. Allied pixies. Succubus. Okay, wait, there's pixies, there's fairies, there's succubuses, there's incubuses, and there's leprechauns. Incubus is kind of crazy. I know succubuses are kind of like a common fantasy thing. I feel like incubuses are kind of like the more, like, why would I want an incubus on my team? Like, people find succubuses hot. Has there ever been... Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy's awesome. Has anybody ever enjoyed an incubus? I mean, like, incubuses and succubuses are just as bad if you're, like, holding them to human morality. And they look like humans. But, like, people like succubuses. There's like a market for them. There's a market for incubuses? Or leprechauns, for that matter? I mean, leprechauns aren't like... Oh god, I'm gonna die in here? Did the worm leave? Did the worm leave? Did the other one leave? Or did I kill it? No! No, fuck. Okay, whatever. Okay, well I can give that kid his dog back. Yeah, that's a dog. Thank you. You found my Jabby for me. Oh. Hey. My pixie says she wants to go with you. What? She's your pixie? She was in the... She was like drowning. Wait, no, that's a different pixie. That's not Maple. Thank you for helping out Jimmy. He took good care of me. When you encounter monsters, please call on me immediately. I'm sure I can assist you during your battles. Oh, wait. Do they all have the same sprite? Oh, man. Because that was just Maple, right? Oh. Oh. Okay, the pixies are all gonna be named after trees, and the fairies are all gonna be named after flowers. That's cute. The leprechauns are all gonna be named after different, like, kinds of gold. Pig. That's iron. Fools. There's gonna be one leprechaun, two leprechauns. One of them's gonna be named Yellow. The other one's gonna be named Fools. The succubuses and the incubuses are gonna be named after different sex positions. That's a little disappointing. I mean, they didn't give like a close-up of what Cherry looked like, so I can only assume that was just Maple. Thank you for finding Jabby. I'm sure the pixie will be a big help. I need to figure out what the pixies do. Okay, I'm not gonna get out of that cave in this episode. This episode of my television show. I want to get back to the grave at least. And I want to see if I can figure out what, the pixies do. I need better armor. I didn't even think about that. I was like, what? Why am I getting my ass kicked? I'm level 6. Am I level 6? I killed a boss. I'm probably, like, pretty high level now. I was just in the status menu, but as I just said, I'm I'm not, like, having a hard time actually knowing what I'm doing. I'm not level 6. Nobody is level 6. I need new armor, though. Tool. That's herbs. I don't need herbs. Hello. Hello and welcome. Yep. I did not buy something earlier, but thanks for asking. The mail goes underneath, so I don't need to... yeah. Ring mail. Just a bunch of linked rings. Oh. That was really expensive. Okay. Who am I prioritizing? Yeah. She's our healer. If she dies, we dies. Can I afford... oh, I can. I'm gonna be flat broke, though. Man. Alright. There's a man Rodi, too. There's a monkey Rodi and there's a man Rodi. I think. I haven't watched that show. I don't really have any intention to, honestly. But I think that the monkey Rodi, Might be the best thing since sliced bread. Which, when you hear it, kind of sounds like it's like you're talking about like ancient caveman times. But then you think about it a little more and you're like, oh, you're talking about like the 60s or something. Like whenever they started selling Wonder Bread. They're talking about pre-packaged sliced bread. Like pre-sliced bread. Like they weren't just eating whole loaves before that. Am I the only person who thought that that's what that meant at first? Like I thought it was like a kind of like you're reinventing the wheel kind of thing. Okay. All of the fairies are just the same. They're just the same guy. You're not even like separate in my menu. You're just the same. That's real disappointing. Okay. Where am I going? Yeah, it's a pawn from chess. It's like almost 1:30. The good part about talking to myself for like an hour or however long it's been, I mean, maybe I'm not gonna go to sleep at a normal time because it's 1:30, but maybe I'll be like tired enough to fall asleep. Oh, both of you. Okay, what are you helping me with? What did you do for me? I feel like I've killed these bats in one hit before, so maybe they didn't help. That would be really sad. I considered when I was still like prioritizing the Saturn video, yeah, I should like maybe I should get one of those Bluetooth Saturn controllers / Genesis controllers, or like a fight pad or something, or like a Bluetooth Nintendo 64 controller. Because if you think about it, that is a 6-button controller. It's just that 4 of the buttons are smaller, and it's not the ones that Saturn controller has as smaller. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend money on a controller that I'm gonna use for like 5 games. I'm using a 8-bit Do Pro 3 right now. I like this controller. Like if you play a lot of, if you like mostly play on PC like I do, just like invest in like a good Bluetooth controller. I mean, honestly, you're probably gonna get it cheaper than you would like an actual Xbox controller or like a DualSense or something. It'll be easier to connect. It'll probably have more customization features. The 8-bit Do software sucks ass, frankly. But the controller is real nice. It's very clicky though, because it has like magnetic buttons, so you can swap out the buttons. And I do like that feature. I don't know if it was worth how clicky it was. I think there's like some mod that people do to make it a little bit softer. I might do that. I might not. I don't know, we'll see. Tell me if the clicking bothers you. I don't even know if you can hear it, but I'm pretty sure when I was doing mic tests, my mic picked up my chair creaking, so I wouldn't put it past it to pick up my controller clicking underneath my desk. This thing's great though. I don't really use, like, paddles on controllers. Like, I feel like that's kind of the trend right now. I don't really like, I mean, besides the fact that I always, like, kind of click them by accident, and also they've never been used as actual extra buttons. I want to see a controller go back to a six face button layout. Like, they abandoned it after the Saturn, I feel like, and it's like, maybe there's a reason. It would make it very fun, for fighting games. I would trade... What would I trade? Assuming we're not gonna... Okay, you know what I would trade? I would trade stick... No, I wouldn't. No, I fucking wouldn't. I would trade... I was gonna say stick clicks, and then I thought about it for more than 2 seconds, and I realized I'm not a caveman. I've played a first-person shooter before. First-person shooters are pretty fucking good with the stick click. For like running or whatever. I might trade the bumpers. I feel like the bumpers could be pretty easily substituted with an extra row of face buttons. It'll make the controller bigger, lengthwise for sure, but I mean, is that really so bad? When you can play Street Fighter the way it was always meant to be played, with 6 face buttons. And I say this as somebody who has spent so little time on a 6 face button controller that I could probably tell you I've never used a 6 face button controller, and I would probably be right. Probably. But just like looking, no, I've used the N64. But that like barely feels like one. I mean, I have considered buying like the 8-bit 2 N64 controller, like for fighting games, like for a 6 face button controller. I don't know about it. I feel like the 4 of them being smaller and also kind of offset would be a little bit weird. But I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool for fighting games. I think it would be cool for normal games. I think that FPS guys who don't play on PC, first of all, you guys have to realize you're weird. But maybe consider it might be cool to be able to switch weapons without having to move your pointer fingers away from the triggers. Chew on that. Okay. I said I was going to end off. I went on that whole tirade. I think I can do it. This thing... It doesn't look huge. It's like... I can do this. Let's see. Okay. Rubble. There's rubble. No. Shit. Okay. You fuckers. Alright. Here's my hot take. My hot take for this video. I think I just said that they should get rid of the bumpers and replace it with 2 extra face buttons. That's like a cold take. I think everybody thinks that. My hot take is that I think having the right bumper, it wouldn't be the right bumper on a Saturn. It is right now because I don't have 6 face buttons on my controller. But it is right now. It is in Earthbound. It is probably in a couple other games. Binding an automatic interact button when your game has a contact. I should have fucking healed. Fuck. Okay. Yep. Alright, buddy. Alright, pal. Binding that an automatic interact. Oh, God. Run. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Alright. 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 Yeah. Binding an automatic interact to a button in a game with a context menu for interaction is anti-art. That's that's my take. All right. How long have I been recording? Only 1 hour and 30 minutes. I feel like I like just got my soul sucked by like the ghosts of winter past. Bye everybody. Bye.